Okay, so hopefully I've helped you to write down your dreams, come up with the one thing that you really want to focus on. Now, I want you to take this step, and maybe this should have been before, but I want you to really gut check what's your why, what's your purpose? Does this one thing really align with that? And do you think it'll move you in the right direction? So, I was just listening to and thinking about Start With Why by Simon Sinek. And he has a TED Talk too, which is really interesting. It's kind of around the aspects of how we connect to things. And so when somebody can connect to your why, it hits a different part of their brain than the what you're doing. Okay. So what, kind of think of what on the outside, how another layer in, and then why at the heart or the center of that, right? And so if somebody can connect with your why, and if you can connect yourself with your why, then you can figure out how to do it and what to do, right? Does that make sense? So if your goal, if like taking this towards your goal, right? If you can connect with your why, it's much easier to accomplish it than even knowing the how and the what. Okay. So a lot of times we can think of like, I want to become debt free, and you can think of the what and the how, right? But when you think of why, you can connect on a very different level. Okay. So something that comes to mind for me is I was working in industry for many years, for 8 years, as an engineer. And I really enjoy solving problems. Okay? So I went to school to be an engineer. I, love solving problems. And at one point, I went into a training, and it was around high performance management. And in that training, I got introduced to coactive coaching. Now, I had been struggling a lot because I was in a position where I was kind of an individual contributor, but I'll say that I thrived more on like solving a problem with people and just really more of the people aspect. Okay. So I always thought that I wanted to be more like in management or leadership. But I always came up with reasons why I couldn't get there because I was a working mom and I was raising the kids and doing a lot of those activities, right? And so I didn't think that I could do it because of that. Now, I went into this course and I learned about coactive coaching, and I could just feel it in my being that this is something that I love to do and that I wanted to do. And I just didn't really see how it fit in the roles that I was doing. And I could feel it as a purpose thing. You know what I mean? Like I could feel it on a deeper level. And I just knew that I needed to work towards something that I could do that every day because it was part of my why, part of my purpose. Now, even doing the work I was doing with having more of that mindset really helped me to accomplish the hows and the whats. And so I want you to really take a minute to take a gut check, maybe watch the TED Talk by Simon, and really think about what your why is. So even though I like to solve problems, I love to coach and walk alongside somebody and see them solve those problems for themselves and to just become more empowered in that decision making in that process, because I knew that when somebody else comes up with the solution to their problem, they're much more likely to actually follow through with it, right? So I can tell you how or what to do in your life to, to lose weight, right? Like everybody knows you need to exercise and eat healthy, but it's the why. It's why are you doing that? It's so that I can run freely, so that I can run freely with my kids, so that I can be there, so I can be present, so I can live longer, so that I can be more resilient in places where my family needs me. All those types of things pull more to my why. So I really want you to take a little gut check here. Does this align with your why? And what is that why? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing the one thing? Because it'll make it much easier to do.